Hi, kindergartners. We're going to start out today's science lesson by looking at that tree. If you remember, our adopted tree had lost all of its leaves. But I said there was another tree behind it. Remember, it was completely green? Let's get a little closer and see if that's still the case. What do you see? It's not all green, is it? It's changing. They're changing from green to yellow. There's a lot of yellow leaves on this tree. They don't have the beautiful colors of the tree that was in my front yard or even our adopted tree. This looks like it's changing from green to yellow. We'll keep track of this tree and see what happens. Back to our adopted tree. Take a look way up high in the branches. If I zoom in, can you see the nest? There are a couple of nests in our adopted tree. I don't know if you can see. I'll put it right in the center of the screen there and there. They're without the leaves on the tree, it's easier to see these nests. I have the feeling a squirrel made these nests. I'd love to show you another nest. Well, another place that we used to have a nest. Let me show you. Come around this way and take a look at this tree right here. Do you see that? That green? That green is actually a strainer that you would use to strain pasta or something. Do you know why that's up in our tree? A couple of years ago, there was a nest right in that spot, and there were several eggs in the nest, and all of a sudden we had a storm and the nest broke, and we found the nest on the ground, but the eggs hadn't broken. We put this strainer up so that the water could go through, and we tried to put the nest back the best we could with the eggs, and those baby birds actually hatched. And every year since, a different bird has made a nest in our strainer. So we'll see if the spring comes, if we have a nest in the strainer. So there is our adopted tree, the tree with the yellow leaves, the tree with the bird nest strainer. Our focus question today doesn't have anything to do with leaves. Well, our focus question today is a much broader question than one about leaves. Our focus question is, what is the weather today? So my question is, where do you find weather? And what does air have to do with weather? So I want you, after you're done watching the video, to go outside, stand and feel the air, and ask questions like, how does the air feel? Can you feel the air moving? Do you see anything that tells you that the air is moving? Look around my yard today. Does the air look like it's moving? Not so much. There's not really a lot of breeze today, not a lot of wind. But we do know that the air has something to do with the weather. Are there clouds in the sky? When you go outside, take a look. Look at my sky. Do you see clouds? It's really not a very cloudy day. Look outside in your yard and see if you have clouds in the sky today. If there are clouds, are they moving? What kind of weather do you see and feel? When people talk about the conditions of the air outside, they're usually talking about the weather. So you might hear people say, we've even said, it's a sunny day. That says that there is sun that we can see up in the sky. Sometimes we'll say it's a windy day. That means we can feel the air moving. We can see the air moving. We sometimes say it's a cloudy day. That means there are lots of clouds in the sky. What other weather do we talk about? I have a portion of our science book that I want to read to you. We're reading a portion of this book called Up in the Sky. It says, what do you see up in the sky in the daytime? Sometimes you see the sun. The sun is warm and bright. You can feel the heat. You can see the light. Sometimes you see clouds. These clouds are puffy and white. You might see birds up in the sky. And maybe a butterfly will fly by. And if you are lucky, you might see a balloon floating up in the sky, or maybe a friend with a kite up high. What do you see in the sky at night? You might see the moon. Sometimes the moon is shaped like a smile. You might see stars. Stars are bright points of light. Day happens when the sun rises. Then the sun sets. It is night. Then the sun rises again. It is day again. Day and night is a repeating pattern. The sun is in the sky during the daytime. The land and water get warm in the sunshine. The land and the water stay cool in the shade. What happens to the land and the water at night? What happens to the land and water at night? Do the land and the water go away? They don't. They stay. And sometimes when the sun goes down and when the sun sets and the night comes, the land and the water might cool down a bit, or even a lot. That was the part of the book that we were reading today. So can we answer Can we answer our focus question? What is the weather today? Let me show you how you're going to do that. You are going to get a paper called Let's Keep Track of the Weather. And it has a spot for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So we're going to start with Monday, which is today. And it says, the weather today feels... Now that's a place where you can write. So take a look at what you're going to do. You're going to take your scissors and cut out just the top part. Let me show you. Do you see what I did? I cut out just the top part. And I left the bottom part. Now I'll glue this top part into my science notebook. I'll find the next clean page and I'll glue it in just like this onto the next clean page. Now you have to look. There's some choices. Is it sunny outside? Is it partly sunny and partly cloudy? Is it cloudy? Is it rainy? Is it snowy? You pick the one that matches what today, Monday, is. Cut it out and glue it right in the Monday box. Now it says the weather today feels. I'd like you to use some of those weather words. Does the weather feel cool or warm? That would be the temperature, cool or warm. Does it feel sunny or cloudy or rainy? Think about what you can write in this box. The weather today feels. You pick what you're going to say and write it right in the box. You're going to do that today, and then save this piece of paper. Maybe take off the little scrappy part. Save this piece of paper in your science notebook for tomorrow. You can close your science notebook now, and then tomorrow open it up, and you're going to do the same thing every day this week. Choose the picture that matches the weather, glue it put it in the right box, and then answer the question. The weather today feels. You're going to say how it feels. And we're going to keep track of the weather for the week. Have a wonderful time.